This episode of Against the Odds is brought to you by Card Kingdom. To pick up the deck and support the show, follow the link in the description box down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. So last week, we had another All Guilds of Ravnica Against Odds poll, and in the end, it was one of the wacky enchantments from the set, Divine Visitation, coming out on top. So this week, we are playing a deck that is probably a little bit different than you expected. So I built a ton of Divine Visitation decks, the enchantment that makes your normal tokens into 4/4 Angel tokens. A lot of them ended up just being, I think, like weird or bad versions of Selesnya tokens, but we went a different direction with a really cool mono-white Divine Control shell, basically looking to use Divine Visitation as a finisher in this weird control build. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be super fun and definitely a really unique take on Divine Visitation compared to just like jamming it in a Selesnya tokens deck where we've already seen that. We 5-0'd with Selesnya tokens not that long ago. So I'm excited to give this deck a run. A quick reminder before we break down Divine Control for Guilds of Ravnica Standard. If you enjoy this deck, and you enjoy Against the Odds in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Divine Control, starting with Divine Visitation. So Divine Visitation, 5-mana enchantment, and basically it creates this weird replacement effect where whenever you create a token, instead of being whatever that token would be, maybe a 1/1 Sapperling, or a 1/1 Soldier, or Vampire, whatever, it is instead a 4/4 Angel token with Flying and Vigilance. So your 1/1 is only a 4/4 Angel, pretty powerful ability if you can make tokens, upgrading them potentially, because most tokens are small and not that impactful, into these really big Serra Angel flyers. So this is kind of the main card of our deck, the winning card on last week's poll. One thing I wanted to point out before we talk about how we're using this, one thing Divine Visitation does not do is give you multiple angels if you have multiple copies. So you could have 4 copies of Divine Visitation on the battlefield, make a 1/1 token, you're still just going to get one 4/4 angel. Because of how the replacement effect works, you only get one of them. So it's not doubling up your tokens or making more of them. So multiples, not really that helpful. We do always want one on the battlefield in the mid to late game, but having multiples doesn't really do anything. So I just want to make sure that was clear. So how are we abusing Divine Visitation? And we are going in a pretty unique direction. Our 2 main payoffs for Divine Visitation are Dawn of Hope and Memorial to Glory. So Dawn of Hope is a really grindy enchantment. You can draw some cards when you gain life, which is nice. We do have some ways to gain life, and then you can pay for to make a 1/1 soldier creature with lifelink. So in the early game, we can make soldiers, do some chump blocking, maybe draw some cards when we chump block to stay alive, and then in the late game, when we have Divine Visitation, Dawn of Hope becomes absurd. It is pay for to make a 4/4 angel, and we can do this again and again and again, multiple times a turn. So we just have this steady stream of 4/4 Vigilant Angels, which is almost undefeatable for most decks. Our other big payoff is Memorial to Glory, which is just a land that makes white mana, which we already want because we're a mono-white control deck, but then we can pay for and tap it and sacrifice it to get 2 1/1 soldiers. That's fine, some jump blockers, but really, in the late game, we're making 2 4/4 angels, which makes Memorial of Glory an absurd deal, especially attached to a land, because it's not taking up a spell slot in our deck. So these are our 2 main ways of winning with Divine Visitation, although we do have some other tricks as well. We have History of Benalia and also Karn, Scion of Urza. So History is kind of our early game defense. Come down, make some knights. In the late game, though, if we have our Divine Visitation out, we draw it off the top. Instead of making 2/2 knights, it's making 4/4 angels, which makes it even better. And then Karn, Scion of Urza is in our deck mostly to draw us cards, keep us finding our Divine Visitations and our token effects, but it can also make 0/0 constructs that get bigger for the artifacts we control. But with a Divine Visitation out, instead, it's making 4/4 angels, which in some cases is better, in some cases is worse. If we have a ton of artifacts, then we're probably getting a slightly less big token. However, having Flying and Vigilance is a big upgrade no matter what. So those are our main token producers with Divine Visitation. As far as the rest of the deck, we're kind of this weird life-gaining control shell. So to go along with our Dawn of Hope, one of our big payoffs for Divine Visitation, we have Fountain of Renewal and Orzhaka Relic. So Fountain, kind of this weird combo with Dawn of Hope, comes down early, gains us life against the red aggro decks, any of the aggro decks in the format, the incidental life gain is nice. We can cash it in for a card if we get desperate, but if we can get down a Dawn of Hope too, every upkeep we gain a life, we can pay 2, draw a card with Dawn of Hope, which is going to find us our Divine Visitation, find us our big payoff, so then we can close out the game with our Angels. Or Zaka Relic ramps us into Divine Visitation, being a 3-mana mana rock, and then in the late game, we cash it in, gain some life, draw a card. Drawing a card is always fine. Gaining life lets us trigger Dawn of Hope to draw even more cards, so kind of some nice life gain synergy there. And then, to go with Karnsai and Aversa, and really just to support our deck in general, we have Azur's Gateway and Treasure Map. So these are 2-mana artifacts that make our constructs a little bit bigger if we don't have Divine Visitation, but really, they come down, filter our draws, make sure we find our removal, find our life gain, find our Divine Visitation, and then find our token makers once we have Divine Visitation to close out the game really quickly with huge Angels. As far as removal, early game we have Seal Away, mid game we have Ixalan's Binding, really good against like Teferis and stuff, locking them out of the game altogether. Cleansing Nova, Settle the Wreckage, give us some sweepers. Mana base wise, we already talked about Memorial of Glory being one of our big payoffs. Field of Ruin, kind of a free roll to play some colorless lands since we got a bunch of colorless cards. We're a mono-color deck, a bunch of planes. In the sideboard, one of our sweet sideboard plans is if our opponent is going to take out a lot of their targeted removal, like their Shocks and Lightning Strikes, not very good against us, we can bring in 4 copies of Ajani's Pridemate and also Diamond Mare for more life gain, and kind of turn into this weird life-gainy aggro deck with Divine Visitation being our big payoff on the top end. Diamond Mare also really good against decks like Mono Red, just gaining some incidental life, blocking a reasonable number of early game creatures. A bunch more removal for aggro. Seal Away, Conclave Tribunal, Ixalan's Binding, Settle the Wreckages. Conclave Tribunal, Ixalan's Binding can also come in against the control decks, getting Planeswalkers and the like. And then specifically for control, we have Sorcerer's Spyglass to shut down Teferis and Rowls and all that stuff. And then Treasure Map is a way to generate some card advantage, get some treasure, sack some treasures, draw some cards. And that is Mono White Divine Control for Standard. And that's our Against the Odds deck for this week. So I'm really excited for this deck. It looks a little wacky, and it's definitely way different than being like, all right, I'm Selesnya tokens, I'm going to play Divine Visitation, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll not be good. In building this deck, my goal was kind of twofold. First off, I wanted to avoid just being another token deck, because we've already played token decks, so I really wanted to take Divine Visitation a different direction, instead of just being, all right, we're Selesnya tokens again, this time we cut March of the Multitudes, we're playing Divine Visitation instead, haha, we gotcha. So I wanted to avoid that. Also, I wanted to build a deck that really cared about Divine Visitation, and in this deck, I guess Karn can win us the game by making Karnstructs, but for the most part, upgrading our Dawn of Hope tokens, upgrading our History of Benalia tokens, upgrading our Memorial of Glory tokens, that is our primary way of closing out this game. Like, Divine Visitation is really central to this. With the Selesnya tokens build or Naya tokens build, I tried those decks, and one of the things I ran into is a lot of times we just like play our creatures, our Amaras, we play our Legion Warboros, our History of Benalias, we play our Leonin War Leader or whatever, just kind of curve out, play a Trostani, kill our opponent naturally, and Divine Visitation doesn't do anything. So I wanted to build a deck that actually really depended on Divine Visitation for winning, and I feel like this deck did a pretty good job of that. So I'm excited to try this deck out. It looks weird, it's very different, but I think it's going to be fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. Alright. Against the odds time, we are playing some Mono White Divine Visitation Control in Standard, and we'll give this a go. Hand looks fine. I mean, mostly because Azur's Gateway gives us new cards. The hand itself is not great, but looting. We do like looting. Opponent. Watery Grave, tapped. Yup. And passes. I'll play the planes, get down Azur's Gateway. Pass the turn. Opponent. Ooh, Saltai. Haha, you got us. There goes our one non-land. Life is over. It is over. Well, thankfully we got Azur's Gateway. Opponent. Yup. Takes our one option. Surveils to the top. Well, there's Divine Visitation. Let's play a Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. Actually, we should probably loot main phase. We have a lot of 2-drops that we would like to play. Loot. Alright, get rid of a plains. Pass the turn. Hinterland Harbor. Alright, Deathguard Scavenger. That's a thing we'll want to kill eventually. Eats our relic for no really good reason. Opponent passes. Well, same plan. Loot. Ugh. Well, we're getting a little bit punished for keeping this land heavy hand. We were thinking that Azur's Gateway was going to draw us out of it, but so far that's not the case. Opponent, getting in, hitting us. 4-4. Yup. Down to 16. Notion Rain. Doing some surveilling and drawing. Well, this would be a good turn. Well, actually, maybe we're just fine here. Opponent passes. So we just play a Plains and play... Yeah, this should be good. Play a Plains. We have 2 Memorial to Glories. Play Divine Visitation. I mean, we can just start making 4/4s. Land for our opponent. Gets in. Hits us. Yup. Down to 12. Ooh, Hostage Taker. Well, that's annoying. Hostage Takers are card advantage. Opponent passes. Oh, play Fountain of Renewal. Play a Plains. I mean, hopefully just cracking Memorial to Glory for 3 turns in a row will be enough to win us this game. Pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent does not realize this and runs their team into our stuff. Alright, cast our Gateway. Sure. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't think our opponent read the cards. Sacrifice. 2 4/4s. Cast down. Okay. Well, we will eat your Deathgorge Scavenger. Down to 10. Opponent passes. Gain a life. Well, play Field of Ruin. Get in with our Angel. Hit our opponent. Down to 12. Down to 14. Pass the turn. Opponent loots. Yup. Exiles a land. Untaps. Woodland Cemetery. Ravenous Chupacabra. Opponent, well, Memorial to Glory. Make some 4/4s. Untap. Gain a life. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Down to 6. Play Treasure Map. Play Memorial to Glory. Pass the turn. Opponent. Yeah, Gateway. Looting. They gotta find some answers pretty fast, though, where these angels are gonna get them. We should have played the other Memorial to Glory last turn. Exiles under Realm Lich. Land. 4 cards in hand. Opponent. No attacks. Gateway loots. Maybe this deck is just good. Even when getting our Gateway taken hostage. I guess that's the way to say it. We're still just kind of cruising. Divine Visitation. Memorial to Glory. Maybe we stumbled upon something sweet. About it. Yeah, thinking it over. Notion Rain. Probably don't want to cast that. Well, loot with Treasure Map. I don't think we want a second Divine Visitation. So to the bottom. Untap. Treasure Map. Fountain of Renewal. Also to the bottom. Gain a life. Draw a card. Number 4. Get in with our angels. Opponent, do you have an answer? Alright, Vraska's Contempt's an angel. Drops to 4. Well, play Memorial to Glory. Pass the turn. Opponent. Untaps. Draws. Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay, kills our angel. Goes to combat. Well, you know what? I think we sack Memorial to Glory to make 8 power of angels. Untap. Gain a life. Yeah, let's flip Treasure Map. Plains definitely to the bottom. Untap. Ooh, Ixalan's Binding. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Alright, Vraska's Contempt goes to 2. Well, let's sack Memorial to Glory. Play the land. Pass the turn. Doing a main phase because of Assassin's Trophy. Main phase plays around Assassin's Trophy. This is weak to Ritual of Soot, but... An opponent scoops it up! We did nothing! We did nothing! We had the 5-card hand! We played Divine Visitation! We played lands! Lands! That was it! We played literally a Fountain Renewal that gained us 4 life, a Treasure Map that I guess scried a bit. We played a Divine Visitation in lands, and that won the game. We played 1, 2, 3, 3 non-land cards? You gotta be kidding me. The odds of that are incredibly small. 3 non-land cards in Standard. I don't know if I've ever done that before. I don't think I've ever done that before. That was amazing. Wow. All right, opponent. Sultai stuff. What do we want against Sultai stuff? Maybe like Treasure Map, Spyglasses, Ixalan's Binding, go down, settle the wreckage, a seal away, a seal away, and a cleansing nova? Let's try it like that. Man, this deck is sweet. Oh, man. Alright. Ooh, Dawn of Hope draw. Alright. Alright. Treasure map Donahoe. We'll run it. Watery Grave for our opponent. Tapped. Well, we draw treasure map number 2. Memorial to Glory, go. See what our opponent's up to. Woodland Cemetery. Ooh, Argo's Bloodfast. Gonna play the card advantage game. Well, play a Plains. Play Dawn of Hope. Let the grind begin. Pass the turn. Opponent. Whew. Main phase draw. They must be missing a land drop. Punished. Unpunished. Well, play the Plains. Play treasure map. Pass the turn. Land for our opponent. Thought Eraser. Well, alright. You got options. Treasure map Dawn of Hope. Thankfully, we already got one of each on the battlefield. Takes the treasure map. And Thorn Lieutenant. Well, let's scry. Found a renewal to the top. That's a big card advantage engine. Opponent. Passing. So play the Plains. Play Fountain of Renewal. Play Dawn of Hope. Pass the turn. Ooh, main phase draw. Yup. Now they're doing a good job of hitting their land drops with these main phase draws. Gets in with Thorn Lieutenant. Sure. Hits us. And Assassin's Trophy. Alright, well, we get a land out of the deal. That does slow down our combo. Well, let's treasure map. Plains to the bottom. Untap. Flip treasure map. Plains also to the bottom. Draw a card. Jeez, Alright, well, we found some plays. Many. Pass the turn. Opponent, untaps. Combat. Gets it with Thorn Lieutenant. Sure. Down to 16. Thorn Lieutenant, part 2. Alright. Well, Dawn of Hope. Untap. Draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess we play Divine Visitation. Play the land. Play Divine Visitation. Opponent found a Disdainful Stroke. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Well, we will chump with a soldier. Take 1. Draw a card. Spyglass is not bad. No, we're not going to sack our treasure. Rejuvenator. Alright, goes digging for land. Whiff. Alright, finds a land. And more Thorn Lieutenants. Well, sack a treasure, draw a card. Azur's Gateway. Gonna need a Wrath at some point. Field of Ruin. Well, play Sorceress Spyglass. Name Vraska Relic Seeker. 1, 2, loot. What's our best way to find... Alright, so play Azur's Gateway. Play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. Opponent. Untaps. Combat. Well, let's make a token. Block Rejuvenator. Take 5 down to 10. Can't afford to draw here, unfortunately. There's the Lich. Well, loot with Gateway. Let's get rid of Dawn of Hope. Untap. Draw. Ixalan's Binding. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So we Ixalan's Binding. Get rid of Underrealm Lich. Play the Plains. Pass the turn. We are going to have to find a sweeper, though, for any of this to matter. Opponent. Ugh, that's bad news. Assassin's Trophy. Well, we get a land out of our deck. That was a really good top deck for our opponent. Oh, that was their top deck last turn. I see. They did that upkeep, so they get to activate Underrealm Lich. Yeah, that's not ideal. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, make a token. Block a Thorn Lieutenant. Draw a card. Relic. Alright, we're down to 7. Maybe we shouldn't have taken out as much of our early game removal. Sack a treasure. Draw a card. Spyglass. Untap. Divine Visitation. Is it enough? Oh, this is tough. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so play Sorceress Spyglass. Okay. Name Argu's Bloodfast. Play Divine Visitation. Pass the turn. Let's see if it's enough. The 4/4s are coming. I guess we got to stop on our opponent's upkeep. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Sack Memorial. Make some angels. Opponent gets their Lich value. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, we will block, drop to 1. Oh, just kidding. Thorn Lieutenants! They got us. Oh, that was close. That was close. The sneaky hidden text of Thorn Lieutenant. Aye. Aye, 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 aye. Ha. Huh. Well, maybe we should not cut all of our early game removal. Our opponent's deck is playing a lot more early game stuff than I actually thought. Bring in the Cleansing Nova. Bring in Seal Away. Go down Relics. And maybe a Settle the Wreckage? Drawing a Karn would have been nice that game. Let's stick with Cleansing Novas. Try it like that. Alright. We are on the play. Oh, a great one-lander. I don't think we can keep it. Alright, more one-landers. Cleansing Nova to the bottom. Well, this is kind of the nightmare. After how well things went in game 1, now our deck is not cooperating. Opponent, Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Well, let's draw a land. Please? We gain a life. Alright. Pass the turn. Oh, not like this deck. Not like this. Drowned Catacombs. Thought Eraser. Yeah. I think that does it. Takes our treasure map. Well, we had some shots at it. Gain a life. Card we can't cast. The magic gods are frowning. Opponents hitting their land drops like a pro. Notion Rain. Yeah, we're just, I think we're just too far behind. Draw some cards. Leaves most of them on top because they're wonderful. We draw a land 3 turns late, but it is a land. Yeah. I don't know what we say about this. Vraska Relic Seeker. Pass the turn. Opponent. 8 beautiful cards in hand. Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Runs out of Thorn Lieutenant. And passes. We gain a life. Seal Away. Yeah. It might be scoop 'em up time here. Underrealm Lich. Yeah. Alright. Well, the Magic Gods were displeased. Did not want Mono White Divine Visitation control to win that one. Ugh! Alright. Well, on to the next. Alright. Against the odds time, we are playing some Mono White Divine Visitation control. In Standard. And we'll try this. I mean, it's a fine hand. No Divine Visitation yet, but Treasure Map can help us dig into it. Land go. Opponent. Island. And passes. Well, play the plains. Play Treasure Map. Opponent has a Spell Pierce. Alright. Mono blue counters. Pass the turn. Opponent. Island. And passes. Well, play the plains. Run out History of Benalia. Make a knight. Pass the turn. We really wanted that Treasure Map. Opponent. Merfolk Trickster. Okay. Island. And there's a Tempest Shin. Opponent gets in for 2. Well, we'll take it. Down to 18. Opponent passes. Well, make a knight. Play a plane. Play Orzhaka Relic. Pass the turn. Divine Visitation is good. That gives us some nice late game hope. Question's going to be if we can resolve it. That's always a question against this mono blue deck. Curious Obsession. That's not good. Opponent gets in. Well, I mean, we will Seal Away. Opponent will counter, because that's what this deck does. Dive Down. Yep. That's probably the worst, because now they can actually counter our Divine Visitation, too. Hits us. Down to 13. Draws a card. Not good, not good. Opponent. Passing. Well, we pump our knights. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it. I'll play the plains. We gotta play Ixalan's Binding. Yeah, they drew into the counter. Alright, pass the turn. And I think that's... yeah, that's bad. Land for our opponent. Can't let him hit you with Curious Obsession. If the deck gets in 2 hits with Curious Obsession, they're like 100% to win. If the deck does not get in a more than 2 hits, or 2 hits with Curious Obsession, it's like 90% to lose. That is how Mono Blue works. Opponent draws a card. Another Tempest Shin. Well, I guess we could draw Wrath. We do not. Alright. And we'll scoop it up. Yeah. Well, opponent got in the 2 hits. Then that makes him 90%. Alright, so we bring in Seal Away, Conclave Tribunal, Ixalan's Binding, Settle the Wreckages. Basically just anything that can kill one of our opponent's annoying creatures. Go down a Orzhaka Relic. And we might just cut History of Benalia's. History of Benalia is not actually very good in this matchup. Most of their stuff is flying or unblockable anyway. Alright, we get to play first. One of these days, we're going to play a deck that is not mono counter spells, and we're going to do a little happy dance. Opponent, mulliganing for Curious Obsession. Fountain Renewal, go. Opponent, Island. And Mistcloak Herald. Yup. Opponent passes. We gain a life. Well, play the plains. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. Siren Storm Tamer. And alright, Curious Obsession. Well, now our opponent's not going to get in hits. And things are looking good. Seal away. Get rid of Mistcloak Herald. And Curious Obsession. We wouldn't mind drawing a land here. That would be good. Land? Karn. Well, play Azur's Gateway. Missing lands is not good. If our opponent has another Curious Obsession for Storm Tamer, that makes things even worse. Opponent. Island. Tempest Jin. Opponent. Getting in for 1. We will take it. Yup. Down to 21. Well, we gain a life. Opponent is down to 2 cards. Well, loot with Gateway. Oh my goodness. Get rid of History Benalia. Pass the turn. This is not ideal. Not ideal, I will say. Mana Troubles, Mana Troubles. Opponent gets in. Hits us for 5. Down to 17. Yup. And passes. We gain a life. Up to 18. Not a land. Well, Azur's Gateway. Okay. Well, now we're getting to the this is a sick joke part of the game. Fountain Renewal. Ugh. I'm not sure what we've done to anger the magic gods, but we have done something. Trickster for our opponent. Untaps. Land. Attacks. Hits us for a bunch. Yeah, down to 10. Passes. Well, we gain 2 life. Not a land. Well, we will loot with Gateway. Alright. And, yeah. I don't know what to say! We got through a quarter of our deck and did not draw a land, so... sometimes in Magic, you just don't get to play the game. Alright, well, next. Alright, against the odds time, we are playing some Divine Visitation Control in Standard, and we're gonna keep this. This hand is really good if we draw a land. And we have multiple turns to do it. We have 2 lands, and then we have 2 Urzaka's Relic. So as long as we draw a land, our mana is pretty good. So, plains, go. Opponent, Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Alright, deck, give us that land. That's not a land. Play Fountain of Renewal. Oh no. Oh no, nightmares. Nightmares, not like this. Magic gods. This hand's so good if we draw a land. Opponent, Drown Catacombs, passes, gain a life. Good golly. Play Treasure Map, pass the turn. Opponent, untaps, Steam Vents. Ooh, lots of colors of control. Discovery. Alright. Both on top. Draws a card. Opponent passes. Alright, we're going to draw a land this turn, right? We gain a life. Alright. Alright. It's a land. Play the Relic. Now we have mana, and we get to start scrying. And eventually, we're going to start Divine Visitationing. Assuming we can resolve stuff through what I assume is a lot of counters. Whew. This deck is going super deep on the mana. Gateway Plaza. Okay. Opponent passing. Well, let's scry. Seal away to the bottom. Yeah, let's upkeep scry. We do want another land. Ixalan's Binding to the bottom. Alright, there's a land. Well, run out Karn. Take up card. Ooh, Fountain of Renewal, Dawn of Hope. Those are fine. We get the Fountain Renewal past the turn. I mean, we have Divine Visitation in hand. I don't know what craziness our opponent's doing. They gotta be doing something insane. Isolated Chapel. Ooh, Mastermind's Acquisition from the sideboard. Okay. Okay. Man, something bad has gotta be happening. Opponent passes. We gain a life. We draw a card. Dawn of Hope. How do we want to do this? Let's tick up Karn. Hopefully get a land. Ixalan's Binding, Divine Visitation. Okay. Well, flip the treasure map. History of Benalia to the bottom. Play Divine Visitation. Pass the turn. Opponent, Isolated Chapel. And passing? Okay. Well, we gain a life. Yup. Draw a Field of Ruin. Well, let's play History of Benalia. Make a 4/4. Yup. Play Field of Ruin. Play Dawn of Hope. Play Fountain of Renewal. Take down card. Make a 4/4. Pass the turn. All right, opponent. Hopefully you're doing something big. They tutored up something. They haven't played it yet. Island. Opponent passing. Well, sack a treasure. Draw a card. Gain a life. Draw a card. Card. No draw on this one. Draw for our turn. It's a land. Make a 4/4. Play the land. Go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Uh-oh. Is our wreckage being settled? Nope. 7 mana. Ooh, chromium. Okay. Well, that does eat an angel. Yeah, opponent blocks. Well, take down Karn, make an angel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So play Orzaka Relic. Pass the turn. I mean, I feel like we're in pretty good shape, even with a chromium. Land for our opponent. Man, this deck is so crazy when it gets going. Opponent. Okay. 6 mana. Revitalization. Fair. And Lich's Mastery. Okay. Opponent. Isn't our opponent dead? I think our opponent's dead. Let's make a 4/4. Untap. Draw a card. No draw. Draw for our turn. Ooh, Memorial. Pumps our non-existent knights. Let's play Ixalan's Binding on Chromium. Opponent discards. Sure. So we go to combat. Attack. I'm not sure how our opponent exiles enough to stay alive here. That's a lot of permanence. Man, this is a spicy meatball for our opponent. Huh! Alright. Interesting. Well, what are we doing about this craziness? Treasure map in, I guess. I don't know what to expect. I have no idea. Literally none. Cleansing Nova seems good. Go down Settle the Wreckage. Go down the Sealaways. Maybe we bring in a Johnny's Pride Mate. Maybe this is the Pride Mate matchup. Like, go down a Relic and go up all the Pride Mates. I have no idea what our opponent's doing, which makes it hard, but let's try it something like that. Okay. This is a fine aggro draw. I mean, sometimes just 2 History of Benalias is enough, especially with our opponent playing 5-color Lich's Mastery. I mean, we're normally the control deck, but if there is ever a matchup where we want to be the aggro, probably 5-color Lich's Mastery. Opponent, Overgrown Tomb. I kind of want to play this deck at some point, or some version of it. I don't know about this exact build, but tap land. Oh man, trips. Well, I'm feeling kind of good about where we're at. I mean, things could go wrong, but there's not a lot of decks in Standards that beat 3 History of Benalias starting on turn 3. Swamp. Opponent. Oh, give me a Chromatic Lantern. Give me a Chromatic Lantern. Gift of Paradise. That's close. Fixing that mana. Gaining some life. Opponent passes. Well, we will definitely run out History of Benalia. Part 1 of 3. Make a knight. Pass the turn. Opponent wisely. Paradise there, Swamp. Opponent untaps. Discovery. Alright. Getting things set up. Both on top. And Discovery. Both on top. Wow. And no land? We make a knight. Well, it might be time for a slight change of plans. With our opponent missing land drops, Ixalan's Binding on Gift of Paradise seems reasonable. Binding, Paradise. Get in for 2. Hit our opponent. Down to 21. Pass the turn. I can't believe our opponent cast 2 discoveries and did not surveil for a land. Okay. Assassin's Trophy hits the Ixalan's Binding, gets back Gift of Paradise. We get a Plains. This lets us start looting, though. Yep. Opponent passing. Well, loot with Gateway. Get rid of Relic. Untap. Benalia Ultimates. Go attacking. Hit our opponent. Well, I mean, I guess we go for it. History of Benalia. Knight. Play a Plains. History of Benalia. Knight. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Can you beat the Knights? Unfortunately, they're not angels, but, what can you do? Temple Garden. Untapped. Maybe our opponent has Cleansing Nova. That would give them some amount of hope. Ooh, Lyra. We took out most of our removal for that. Opponent. Passing. Make a knight. Make a knight. Loot with gateway. Get rid of memorial. Play Karn. Take up card. Binding and plains. Play the plains. Yeah, let's just pass. Yeah, pass the turn. See if we can win next turn. All right, opponent. What do you got? What do you got? 5 mana. I think they need a Wrath still. I think we actually just win through Lyra with double history going off. Okay, Assassin Trophy on 1 History of Benalia. We get a plane. Opponent. Passing. We draw land. History Ultimates. We gateway. Yeah, get rid of the planes. Yeah, I mean, I guess. We just get binding? Cast binding? On Lyra? Does it work? An opponent scoops it up, scoops it up. Well, our opponent was on the spice, but we got the win. Got the win. This deck is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. All right. We didn't do much visitationing that game, but still pretty sweet. All right. Against the odds time, we are playing some mono white Divine Visitation control. We really want one of our card draw dorks or something. I think we gotta ship this hand. It's not very effective. Well, this hand gives us a clear plan. Play Memorial to Glories. We're gonna put the land to the bottom. Play Memorial to Glories, ramp into Divine Visitation, make Angel. Hopefully that's enough. Memorial, go. Boat it. Glacial Fortress, alright. Probably a control deck. Well, Memorial, go. Opponent, tap land. I'll play the plains, and I think we're going to actually History of Benalia. We got to get something down against the control deck. Knight, made, opponent, Field of Ruin, make a knight. All right, so go to combat, get in with the knight, hit our opponent. Yep, down to 18. Play the plains, play Orzaka Relic, pass the turn. Field of Ruin on Memorial. Well, we'll grab a plains. Opponent grabs a mountain. Untaps. Sulfur Falls. Alright, cannonades our knights. Well, the good news is we are going to play Divine Visitation. The bad news is if our opponent follows us up with Teferi, it's pretty rough. Opponent untaps. Island. There's Teferi, of course. Bounces Divine Visitation. Well, Ixalan's binding. That worked out. That was a good draw. No Teferis forever is pretty good for us. Play the plains. I mean, we still gotta find a way to actually win the game, and we have not drawn any of our card advantage stuff, which is annoying, but opponent. Passing. Yep, we draw. Memorial. I'll play Memorial. Pass the turn. Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Opponent. Passing. Well, here's our Divine Visitation. It's gonna get countered. Yeah, let's pass. I think we gotta draw something else so we can cast 2 things in a turn. Opponent untaps. Steam Vents, tapped. Opponent passing. Play Field of Ruin. This lets us sack this relic to draw a card. Pass the turn. Steam Vents, tapped. Well, crack. Well, I guess we can wait. Let's draw. Ooh, Dawn of Hope. Well, I guess we can force our opponent to have 2 counters. Play Divine Visitation. Opponent has a counter. Play Dawn of Hope. We were hoping our opponent had some spot removal in hand, but looks like they had all counters. Yep. All right. Well, that was disappointing. Those were 2 cards we really needed to resolve. Pass the turn. Opponent passing. Well, sack Relic. Ooh, okay. Play Treasure Map. Play Karn. Ooh, they did have another counter. All right. Opponent's got a lot of counters, and they leave the card on top. Well, we got a treasure map down. I'm surprised our opponent did not care about the treasure map. Interesting. Swamp. Jeez, so many colors. Search for Iskanta. Well, we do get to Field of Ruin that. Opponent's passing. Well, let's treasure map. Looking for some action. Definitely do not want a plains. Stop on our upkeep. Treasure map. Definitely do not want Settle the Wreckage. Untap. Well, play History of Benalia. Make a knight. Pass the turn. Opponent. Search for Iskanta. Mills a land. Opponent passing. Well, upkeep. Flip treasure map. Plains definitely to the bottom. Ooh, Karn. That's good. Knight. Attack with our knights. Hit our opponent. Karn, take up Karn. Dawn of Hope plains. We get the plains. We play the plains. We pass the turn. And I think we might just be out-controlling the control deck. Opponent Iskanta. Mills. Flips. So we will immediately kill Iskanta. Boy, you've played a lot of control this week. Opponent. Yep, gonna go searching. Leaving up black. What is their black mana for? Gets a Teferi. But they gotta get rid of binding before they can Teferi. We both get a land. Opponent gets a plains. Nope. 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 I think this might be the old tap and scoop when our opponent realizes. Yes! Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. They were so excited for their Teferi. Oh, it's bound. It's bound. Opponent. Clarion. Clears the board. Land. Sure. And passes. Man, if we can find a Divine Visitation, we get to close this out really quick. Night Pumping does nothing. Well, sack a treasure, draw a card. Take down Karn. Take Dawn of Hope. Play Dawn of Hope. Play Fountain of Renewal. Play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. And, I mean, we're pretty much where we want to be. Opponent. Chemister's Insight. Draws a couple cards. Land. Niv Mizzet. Well, that is kind of annoying. Opponent. Passing. Well, make a 1/1. Yeah, let's sack a treasure, make a 1/1. Untap. Gain a life. Draw a card. More sealaways. Plains. Well, take up card. Ixalan's Binding, Dawn of Hope. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. Well, draw a card. Draw a card. Jeez. Play the plains. Pass the turn. Well, we got all those lands out of the way. Opponent. Untaps. Pings our card. Yup. Justice Strike. Draws a card. Pings our card. Yeah, we'll gain a... we will draw a card. Never say no. Oh boy. Binding is good. Opponent. Attacks. Well, let's... seal away. Wow. Justice Strike to draw a card. Okay. That's fine. Sure. We'll take it. Nib is it down. Opponent's passing. Well, sack a treasure, draw a card. Opponent passes. Gain a life. Come on, Divine Visitation. Draw a card. Opponent, they've had enough. They've had enough. They scoop it up. They scoop it up. Man, this deck is somehow outgrinding control decks, which is very odd, but it's working. It is working. All right, control. So, Cleansing Nova's down. Settle the Wreckage down. Ixalan's Binding up, Sorceress Spyglass up, and Treasure Map up. Probably also go down as Seal Away. Man, I'm tempted to go on the Pridemate plan. Maybe we go down the rest of the Seal Aways. Then we get Draked. I don't want to get Draked. I guess Divine Visitation can beat Drakes. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try the Pridemate plan. I want to see if this plan works. Go down the Relics. Yeah, let's go up the Pridemates. If our opponent sideboards out the removal, then we can probably get him. Alright. Well, I mean, treasure maps are good. We'll keep. Opponent. Island. And passes. Well, plains go. Opponent. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. And, ooh, Sorceress Spyglass. Boo! I assume that's going to name Treasure Map and make our life sad. Yeah, we really wanted those treasure maps. Does name Treasure Map. Opponent. Passing. Oh, play the land. Play Treasure Map. Pass the turn. Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Opponent. Passing. Land. History. Well, play History, Benalia. Opponent. Has the negate. Yeah, without treasure maps going, this is a lot clunkier. Opponent. Sarkhan. Man, this would be a good turn to draw a land. Loots. Discards Cannonade. Well, he didn't take out all the removal. Dragon Skull Summit. Opponent. Passes. Alright, there's a land. So Ixalan's Binding. Get rid of Sarkhan. Pass the turn. Sulphur Falls. Opponent. Teferi. Tucks the Binding. Loots with Sarkhan. Okay, well, guess what? Ixalan's Binding. On Teferi. Pass the turn. Sarkhan is still a worry. Opponent. Untaps. Add mana. Alright, this feels like a Niv Mizzet. Or maybe it's a Bolus. Alright, it's a Niv Mizzet. Niv Mizzet. Well, guess what? We have a binding for that. Ixalan's Binding. On Niv Mizzet. Pass the turn. Man, if we can binding this Sarkhan, Opponent loots with Sarkin. We do have to get through this Sarkin. Discards a Cannonade. Nicol Bolas. Well, discard the extra treasure map. Opponent passes. Ixalan's Binding. Sarkin. Well, can we find a way to deal with Nicol Bolas? That's our big problem. Once it flips, life gets sketchy. Opponent, Bolas, attacks. Yep. Down to 16. Passes. Boy, more treasure maps. The Sorcerer Spyglass is doing some serious work. Opponent has a counter. Man, we might Binding 3 of our opponent's 4 best things and then lose to their 1 remaining threat, which is Nicol Bolas. Yep, they got the flip mana, and I think that is probably game. Opponent gets in, hits us. Boy, we were so close. We were so close. Bolas, yup. Down to 10. Flips. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. Yup. Transforms, draws cards. I guess we could draw our last Binding. Or Sorcerer's Spyglass. Gateway. Well, play History of Benalia. Pass the turn. Yeah, that's so many cards being drawn. Draws more cards. Wow! If you could have told me we would have bound Niv Mizzet, Teferi, and Sarkin and still found a way to lose, I would not have believed you. Opponent. Well, now we know what our opponent's doing. They're playing 4-color dragon. Oh, man. Opponent's just got creatures all over the place. Drake. Land. Untapped. Search for Azcanta. Opponent. Passing. Well, we make a knight. We don't even have lands. Play Azur's Gateway. Loot with Gateway. Get rid of Visitation. Yeah. I mean, we'll let our opponent officially kill us, but this one, we were so close. The Sorcerer's Spyglass on Treasure Map was bad. The 3 Ixalan's Bindings, man, it's crazy that we could not. Oh, man. Well, we just had 1 less Binding than our opponent had huge finishers. And when your huge finisher is Nicol Bolas, all it takes is 1. So we kind of just paid the price. Opponent. I mean, we scooped to literally anything here because Nicol Bolas can ultimate. All right. Good enough, good enough. Opponent found a Binding for the Binding, and we will go to sideboarding. Well, now we know what our opponent's doing. They're just playing super big control-y stuff. Let's go down these Pridemates. Our opponent is still playing a bunch of creatures. So we should probably actually keep a couple Seal-Aways. And let's keep a Relic of Orzaka and try it like that. All right, we get to play first. All right, I mean, we'll keep it. We don't have one of our 2-drops, but planes, go. Our opponent can only have so many counters because they have so many huge things. 2-drop? That is a 2-drop. Dawn of Hope. Pass the turn. That's good. That's an engine that we can get going. Glacial Fortress. Opponent passing. Well, play the planes. Play History of Benalia. All right, opponent's counter number 1. Well, pass the turn. Opponent. Dragon Skull Summit. And Sarkin. Well, probably going to just have to Binding. Loots. No discard? That's a bad sign. That means our opponent's hand is absurd. Play Field of Ruin. Binding. Get rid of Sarkin. Pass the turn. Yeah, our opponent's hand has got to be crazy. Planes. Opponent has a Binding for our Binding. That is an annoyance. Yeah, we're probably in a lot of trouble now. Sarkin. No discard still. The hand is just perfect. Opponent passes. Well, play Karn. Tick up Karn. Land in History. Play the land. Play Fountain of Renewal. Pass the turn. Yeah, here comes Niv Mizzet, though. There's the land. Oh, it's Teferi. Well, that is equally problematic. Tuxar Karn. Discards a land this time. Opponent passes. Well, we gain a life. We will draw a card. Play History of Benalia. Play Plains. Pass the turn. Yeah, opponent had a pretty insane hand. Draws a card. We've also not seen any Divine Visitations, unfortunately, since game 1. Loots with Sarkin. Or not. Passes. Jeez. Okay. Opponent. Yep. Passes. We gain a life. We draw a card. We make a knight. We get in at Teferi. Something goes wrong. Jeez, Cannonade. Yeah, this one's just over. Let's see if we can play a non-control deck someday. Alright, against the odds time, we are playing, some mono-white Divine Visitation control, and we got Divine Visitations. We gotta find some token producers, but we have Divine Visitation, we got some janky life gain, Azur's Gateway can get rid of our extra visitation. This could work, So, Plains and Fountain of Renewal. Pass the turn. See what our opponent's up to. Plains, and passes. Well, start gaining life. Play the Plains, play Azur's Gateway. Well, there's a Memorial. We're pretty much on track for where we want to be. Turn 5 Divine, turn 6 activate Memorial. Clifftop Retreat. And a Danto Vanguard for our opponent. Well, we'll want to kill that eventually. We gain a life. Plains. So, loot with Gateway. Get rid of a Field of Ruin. Play Memorial. Pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent. Gets in with a Danto. Yup. Back down to 19. Opponent. History of Benalia. Yeah, we are going to have to find removal. Opponent. Passing. So we gain a life. Removal? Oh my god. That is a lot of Divine Visitations. Azur's Gateway. Well, we found removal, but it's a smidge on the slow side. Opponent. Makes a knight. Uh-oh. Yup. Plays a land. Goes to combat. Gets in. Hits us. Down to 15. Sure. Ugh. The old double history of Benalia draw. Yup. Opponent passes. We gain a life. 16. Karn. I think we're dead, though. We're going to be too slow. Azur's Gateway. Yeah. 12 and then a million. I'll get rid of Divine Visitation. Play the land. Ixalan's Binding. Get rid of History. Pass the turn. We basically gotta draw a sweeper. Opponent makes a knight. They get to hit us for so much damage. Yeah, double history of Benalia. That's a lot of damage. Opponent. Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Gets in. For a lot. 9. Down to 17. Down to 7. More Adanto's Vanguard. Yeah, I think it's settle or bust. Up to 8. Memorial. Gateway. And we will scoop it up. Man, we were on course for what we wanted, but our opponent just had a very aggressive, strong start. So, against this deck, Seal Away in, 2 settles in. Can we find room for the Diamond Mares? So let's go down these Orzaka relics. Go down a Karn. We want Diamond Mares. Bring in Diamond Mares. Maybe we go down another Karn. We probably got to cut one Divine Visitation, unfortunately. Cut one Divine Visitation and maybe one Azur's Gateway. And let's try it like that. All right, we get to play first. Well, we'll try it. If we hit our land drops, this hand seems reasonable. Plains, go. I mean, we got Seal Away and Settle, and we eventually will have Divine Visitation, Dawn of Hope. Opponent, tap land, and passes. Lands, please? All right, that's a land. So, Dawn of Hope, go. Opponent, Mountain, and Vanguard. Yup. Opponent passes. Land? Seal Away. Well, I think we just play History of Benalia. Pass the turn. Hope for future lands. Plains for our opponent. Gets in with a Vanguard. Yup. Down to 17. And Knight of Grace. And Dauntless Bodyguard. Come on, land. Non-land. Alright. Well, we just gotta pass. Ugh. Yeah, we needed a land there. Pass the turn. Opponent. Attacks. 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 Well, block here. Seal Away. Adanto Vanguard. Drop to 15. Hunted Witness. And Knight of Grace. Alright. Land. Cleansing Nova. Well, get in with our Knight. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Yeah, if we don't draw lands, we're in some heap of trouble. Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Heroic Reinforcements. Opponent. Well, we get to Seal Away. Man, if we had run a land, we would be in miraculously good shape. Unfortunately, instead we are kind of dying. Down to 8. Land? Yeah, this has been a little frustrating. Play Fountain Renewal. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in. Hits us. Down to 4. Land? Ananto Vanguard. Haunted Witness. Opponent passes. We gain a life up to 5. No, we need a land. Please? Alright, we draw a land. I'm not sure this is enough, though, because now our opponent can only attack with some things to play around our Settle the Wreckage. So I feel like we're still in pretty bad shape here. We needed this land a few turns ago. Opponent. Yep. Goes on the little partial attack. So we will settle, because we have to settle. We don't have an option. Opponent gets a bunch of lands, but they still have 2 threats left over. And one is a Danto Vanguard, which is heroically annoying. Opponent passes. Alright, we gain a life. No drawing. Well, that was a good draw. Ixalan's Binding. Get rid of Vanguard. We're dead to another heroic reinforcements off the top, unfortunately. Opponent. Land. Goes to combat. And scoops it up? Oh my goodness, they've had enough! Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, we missed our land drops, but we managed to survive. Oh, that was close. That was super close. Man, that Heroic Reinforcements is a scary card. Scary magic card. Well, run it back. We're going to be on the draw, but we survived some sketchy land drawing along the way, so... Okay. Well, we got to settle. We'll keep it. That's a lot of lands, which isn't great, but Diamond Mare's sweet. This could work. All right, opponent. What do you got for us? Plains and passes. Well, plains go. Treasure map is not bad either. Opponent, mountain. And Knight of Grace. Sure. Ooh, binding. Well, play the plains. Play Diamond Mare. On white. Pass the turn. Plains. History of Benalia. Yup. Opponent. No attacks. I'll play Field of Ruin. Play Treasure Map. Pass the turn. Opponent. Yup. History Benalia. Makes a knight. Plays a mountain. Goes to combat. Well, we will block a knight. Take 2. Down to 18. And, oh man, more History Benalias. Plains to the bottom. Back to the good old double History Benalia draw. Opponent passes. I'll play the plains. Pass the turn. What if we Ixalan's Binding History? Oh, it's so risky. Yeah, we just gotta pass. Our opponent is incentivized to go on a big attack thanks to History. So hopefully this settle will be good. Man, double History is just, that's a lot of beats. Yup, that's some big old knights. Opponent. Well, I mean, we're going to settle. Not max value, but it is what it is. Opponent gets some lands. We gain a life. Get rid of the knights. Opponent. Adanto Vanguard. And Hunted Witness. Down to 1 card. Play down to 0 cards. Okay. Diamond Mare. So this ultimates... Well, play Diamond Mare. On white, play Field of Ruin, play Dawn of Hope, gain 2, pass the turn. Now we're getting to the point where we would actually like to draw Divine Visitation, would be sweet. Opponent pumps the knights, yup. So we're taking a beating here. Opponent gets in. Yeah, we'll take it. Down to 10. Knight of Grace. Well, Treasure Map. Plains to the bottom. Stop on our upkeep. Treasure Map. Plains to the bottom. Flip. Seal away. Well, let's... Ixalan's Binding. Go up to 12. No card draw here, unfortunately. Nope. Although that is pretty sweet. Get rid of Adanto Vanguard. Play Memorial. Pass the turn. Opponent. Tajik. Tajik is good. Opponent. Wow, full out attack. Mentors a knight. Alright, so we need to seal away. Gain 2. Can't draw, unfortunately. Up to 14. Get rid of Tajik. Block the 2 knights. Take 4, down to 10. Opponent passes. We draw. White card? Plains. Well, play the plains. Pass the turn. And opponent scoops it up! They scoop it up! Cannot beat! Well, we didn't get Divine Visitation going, but we did get a pretty convincing win there. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good for our deck. Oh, man. The aggro matchups, like, eventually, if our opponent didn't scoop, we're a long way away from actually winning. Like, our opponent's at 20. We have literally no clock. So if our opponent didn't scoop, oh man, it was the next card. We were a turn away from just going off with Angels. We have the Memorial to Glory. We have the Dawn of Hope. So, I mean, I guess in the next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, we were to the point where we were just going to start making a ton of Angels, and our opponent was not going to keep up. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Much. Just kidding. Against the odds time, we are playing Mono White Divine Visitation Control. And we're going to keep this. It's a little sketchy. It's just all removal spells. We'd really like a card draw spell. Fingers crossed for playing against a creature deck. Then this hand's pretty good. If it's control, we are going to cry a bit. All right, Mountain's a good sign. Ooh, Fountain of Renewal. Well, let's start gaining some life. Good luck, Mono Red. Game! A life a turn, what are they going to do? Mountain. Oh man, the signs are getting better and better. Opponent passes. Well, let's start gaining our life. Plains. Well, play Memorial to Glory. Pass the turn. Field of Ruin's not looking great. Ooh. Oh. Maybe we're getting excited too soon and this is a control deck. Well, play Fountain Renewal. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. Now I'm feeling a little less confident. Opponent. Passing. Yup. Well, gain some life. Play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. Ops. Looking for land, most likely. To the top. Found the land. Steam Vents. Untapped. Alright, well. Do we want to cash in a fountain? Yeah, let's cash in 1. Draw a card. History's 5. Oh, more seal aways. Well, play the land. Play History of Benalia. Make a knight. Pass the turn. Could really use less removal spells and more card draw spells. That would be nice. Opponent. Takes down our knight. Sure. Well, we get another one. And gain a life. And draw more lands. Well, play the plains. Pass the turn. Opponent. Untaps. Search for Escanta. Opponent. Passing. Alright, we gain a life. More lands. Well, go to combat. Get in with our knight. Hit our opponent, baby. Yep. Down to 14. Play Field of Ruin. Pass the turn. This isn't working out exactly how we envisioned. Opponent leaves it on top. Mountain. Lava coils our knight. And passes. Problem is, if we ever draw something, it's going to get countered. I think what we want to do here is Ixalan's Binding. Draw out the counter. Whew, okay. That's fine. I mean, it feels bad, but the more important thing was that we resolve this Dawn of Hope. Dawn of Hope is our ticket to winning this game. Pass the turn. Now we get to start drawing cards, and if we ever draw into Divine Visitation, resolve it, life becomes incredibly good, and we get to kill the Search for Escanta anyway. Opponent. Tapping. Untapping. Crackling Drake. Draws a card. Well, we have a million answers for that. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's draw a card. Well, let's go for it. Divine Visitation. Resolves. Oh man, life is good. Life is super good. Well, you better kill us this turn, opponent, because we are going to start making 4/4s like crazy. This hand was not even good against control. Island for our opponent. Okay. Takes up. Sure. Mills and Nev. Yep. Gets in. We'll take it. Down to 24. So 1, 2, draw a card. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's draw a card. Play a Plains. Play History of Benalia. We will make a 4/4 Angel. And, yeah, let's pass. Leave up the ability to make more 4/4 Angels at instant speed. So good. We are going to have to kill this search for his Kanta eventually. Opponent flips it. So they get an activation. Plays a land. Takes up Rail. Opponent. Lava Coil. Okay. Goes to combat. Well, I say we make a 4/4. And, yeah, let's... actually, let's take it. I think we want to pressure Ral. I guess we should have waited till end of turn. Down to 18. Niv miss it. Opponent passes. We gain a life. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's draw a card. Make a 4/4. Seal away. Get rid of Crackling Drake. Pass the turn. Well, alright, opponent, do your thing. Draws a card, pings us. Plays a land. Chemist's Insight. Draws some cards, does some pinging. We mostly have to kill this Ral before it ultimates. Shocks. Sure. Yup. Down to 14. Down to 12. Okay, takes down Ral. Chemist's Insight. Draws some cards, does some pinging. Well, maybe we just lose to this Niv Mizzet. We don't actually have a way to just kill it, unfortunately. Yup. Pings us, draws some cards. Well, sack Memorial. Make some angels. Untap. Draw a card. Attack Ral, but I think we just lose to Niv Mizzet here, unfortunately. Opponent blocks. Play Azur's Gateway. Loot with Azur's Gateway. Oh man, I wish we'd done that earlier. Get rid of a Seal Away. Play the land. Ixalan's Bind. Man, we should have done that pre-combat. Pass the turn. Well, that's still fine. We're at 10. That's a lot of shocks to kill us. Land for our opponent. Kills an angel. Sure. I mean, they do just keep coming. Chemist's Insight. Yup. Discards a card. I think we're good now. I think we're good. That was close. And we should have went with the Azur's Gateway play first. Opponent. Sarkin. Loots. Discards a land. And passes. Alright, well. Gain a life. Draw a card. Go to combat. Attack Sarkin. Loot with Azur's Gateway. Get rid of Divine Visitation. Play Fountain of Renewal. Opponent counters. Well, blow up his Kanta. Get a Plains. Treasure Map. Memorial to Glory. Pass the turn. Man, are we just out-controlling the control deck with Divine Visitation? Sarkin. Again. Yup. Loots with Sarkin. Again. Opponent. You can't play Niv Mizzet. It's been bound. Chemist's Insight. Draw some cards. Iskanta, number 2. Watch our opponent play through their entire deck and not be able to win. Alright, so Scry with Treasure Map. Treasure Map to the bottom. I think we just want token producers now. Gain a life. Draw a card. Go to combat. Attack Sarkin. Play a Plains. Yeah, let's just pass. Make some angels. Opponent. Iskanta. Transforms. Well, we will kill Iskanta. Yup. Activates. Finds a shock. Shocks. Well, grab a Plains. Island for our opponent. Crackling Drake. Yup. And passes. Well, Scry with Treasure Map. Ooh. Yeah, I guess we'll keep Relic. Loot with Gateway. Get rid of Cleansing Nova. Sack Memorial to Glory. Make some angels. Opponent shocks. Yup. Down to 8. We untap. Gain a life. Draw a card. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent takes it down to 2. Play Karn. Opponent counters. Surveils. That's fine. Play Orzaka Relic. Flip Treasure Map. Karn to the bottom. Pass the turn, and now we have the ability to gain 3 life if we want to. In case, the one thing I was worried about was like a Banefire or something. Chemist's Insight. Opponent's going to play through essentially their entire deck, and they're not going to beat Divine Visitation. Chemist's Insight. Sure. Opt. Yup. Opponent's down to 8 cards in their deck. They've literally played their entire deck, and they can't beat us. Opponent goes attacking. Well, I mean, I guess we will block. Yeah, and that does it. Opponent scoops it up. Wow! Divine Visitation, mono white control. That was interesting. That was pretty interesting. Okay. So, against control, Sorceress Spyglass in, Treasure Map in, Ixalan's Binding in, go down. Settle the Wreckage, Cleansing Nova, and maybe a Seal Away? This deck looks so weird, but alright, let's try it like that. Yes. That was actually a pretty impressive performance, I think. The angels just keep coming. Oh, this hand's great if we can resolve our stuff. Opponent gets to play first. Steam Vents, untapped. Greedy opponent. Well, Memorial to Glory, go. Opponent, Sulfur Falls, and passes. Well, play the Plains. Play Sorcerer's Spyglass. Counter, number 1. Yup, opponent passes. Tap land, and passes. Well, play the Plains. Play Treasure Map. Opponent ups. Alright, Treasure Map down. Shocks our face. Okay. You got us. Land for our opponent. And passing. Well, scry with Treasure Map. Ooh. We will keep Azur's Gateway. Untap. Play the Plains. Play Azur's Gateway. Opponent shocks our face. Wow, they just don't have counters. Okay. Yeah, we'll pass. Land for our opponent. Well, scry with Treasure Map. Plains to the bottom. Loot with Gateway. Get rid of History of Benalia. Untap. Another Relic. I'll play Field of Ruin. Play Dawn of Hope. Resolve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. We will just pass. We do want to find an Ixalan's Binding in case they have Niv Mizzet here. Land. Tapped. Alright, well, flip Treasure Map. Karn definitely to the top. Loot with Azur's Gateway. Get rid of a Relic. Untap. Play Founder Renewal. Play a Plains. Play Karn. Take down card. Make a 6/6. And, yeah, we'll pass. Pass a little old turn. This is working amazingly. Mountain for our opponent. An opponent has had it up! They scoop it up! Mono white Divine Visitation control. Whoa! In theory, the control matchup is where this deck should be at its worst. Because we're playing some janky removal and life gain, and we just outground one of the drawiest, controliest decks of the format. Whoo! That was sweet. That was pretty sweet. So what did we learn this week about Divine Control in Standard? And all in all, the deck was pretty functional. We posted roughly a 50-50 record in terms of matches and also games, which is pretty reasonable. We had a duplicate matchup against Red Aggro, which I ended up not showing. We did lose, but we also got pretty mana screwed, which made it a little bit hard. We lost a 2-1 in that matchup. So I don't know what to make of it. I feel like our running was pretty poor in that one. But anyway, the deck felt pretty powerful to me. Like, it's a control deck, and it is slow, but we have lots of card draw, lots of card filtering, and then I feel like this deck, with Dawn of Hope and with Memorial to Glory, just does such a good job of abusing Divine Visitation, where in that late game, we have just this unbeatable engine of tokens, again and again and again. We won a game where we literally played 3 permanents the entire game. We played Divine Visitation and 4 copies of Memorial to Glory, along with, like, a pretty useless Fountain of Renewal and Treasure Map, and we won just by making Angels with Memorial to Glory, so there's definitely a lot of power here. Having things like Azur's Gateway is nice because it gives us a way to minimize the downside of drawing multiple Divine Visitations, which is one of the challenges of this deck. In some matchups where there's lots of counters, then we kinda can use multiple Divine Visitations in case one gets destroyed or countered, but in a lot of matchups we only need one, because that is one of the weird aspects of Divine Visitation, unlike Anointed Procession, which is a card I kinda compared Divine Visitation to. It's not the same by any stretch, but as a way to make your token deck more powerful. Compared to Anointed Procession, Divine Visitation is much worse in multiples. With Anointed Procession, you draw more, you play more, you get more tokens. Divine Visitation doesn't work that way, so I feel like having lots of ways like Treasure Map for filtering, Azur's Gateway for looting, to minimize the drawback of hitting too many Divine Visitations is kind of important to the shell. Dawn of Hope is very powerful. It's good with Fountain Renewal in the early game to find us Divine Visitation, and then once we get things going with Divine Visitation, it's absolutely absurd. So So all in all, I'm pretty happy with how the deck turned out. It wasn't incredibly good. It's not like, oh, we won every single match and just killed everyone. We did lose some matches. We lost to Mono Blue Tempo. We lost to the Dragon deck. And even our losses, though, some of them were pretty crazy. And some of them we did have land trouble, which was a little bit frustrating. But really, the deck felt reasonably competitive. And I feel like this is a good shell to really show off Divine Visitation. We weren't playing Selesnya tokens and just slotting in a couple of Divine Visitations and be like, all right, once every few games, we'll have Divine Visitation be relevant. We're a deck that really needed Divine Visitation to win, and when Divine Visitation did, once we got it down and got a Dawn of Hope going, or even just a Memorial to Glory, it becomes just this unbeatable engine. So it was really fun. It's a unique deck. If you want a very different take on control, I feel like this is a semi-competitive option, at least for the format, and it's really unique and really fun. So anyway, that's been our Against the Odds for this week. Divine Control, mono white of course, for Guilds of Ravnica standard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.